Better do that again. We're doing a playthrough video today, and we're doing it today because we polled our email subscribers and asked them what they wanted to see next on the project, and everyone overwhelmingly said they wanted to see a playthrough video. So you guys asked for it, and we're delivering one. And I'm joined today with two of our playtesters, James and Bethany, who have been so great helping us playtest the game over the last year and a half. And so we're going to play today against the Chaos Ogre. For those of you not familiar with the game, when you play the game, it comes with 3 different monsters, and you choose one of the monsters to play against, and we're going to play against the Ogre today. And the Ogre is a bit of a brute who in the game is trying to, he comes into the manor right here. We can see his little cool acrylic standee. Love those standees. And he enters the manor here, and in the course of the game, there are a few different ways that we can lose the game when we play against the Chaos Ogre. So the Ogre has his own monster board. Each monster comes with their own board in the game. And when we play against the Ogre, in order to win the game, we've got to reduce his health to 0, which is represented by these 18 red cubes on his board, before one of 3 potential loss conditions kick in. One of those loss conditions is he in the game is going to try and pursue Lady Weirdwood. So Lady Weirdwood here is in the throne room in the center of the board, and she's currently guarded by 6 scarab minions. These little minions serve the monsters. They're bad little guys. We don't like them in the game. We'll see how we deal with them as the game goes on. But the Ogre is trying to track her down, and during the course of the game, if he can hit her up to 3 times, we're going to lose the game. There is also a blight threat tracker on his board that if it ever gets to 8, we'll lose the game as well. And we'll talk about that when we run into some blights. And lastly, we can lose the game against him if we run out of time in the game. So there is a temporal mechanic in the game, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as we get into gameplay. But essentially, at the start of the game, we're in day number 1, as denoted by this number 1 underneath this icon here. And we're in the first spot of the morning time, denoted under this icon here. And as we play the game, time is slowly going to tick off for us, and we have essentially 12 days in which to defeat the monster. So we've got to be cognizant of that as well. So before we start the game, we each chose a character to play. The game comes with 6 different characters. Each of the characters play asymmetrically, and they each come with different complexity ratings as well. So in this particular case, I'm playing Wally Cooper, who is kind of like a good thief in the game. James is playing Oliver Griffin, who's someone who's really strong with magic and can also help with the blight. And Bethany is playing Sekhmet Safar, who's really great at attacking. My character Wally is a high complexity character who breaks some rules in different ways. James' character Oliver is a medium complexity one, and Bethany is playing Sekhmet, who's a low complexity character. So we're ready to go. We've got each of our standees here in the entrance hall on the board, and I'm going to be first player. And so, to start the game, you're going to have cards in hand. You'll always have cards in hand that are equal to the current health on your board. Every character starts with 3 health in the game, and they each have their own little health tracker on their board, as you can see here. So I'm starting with 3 health, and I get to have 3 cards in hand. And so on your turn, everyone's got 1 mandatory action you must take. And basically on your turn, you have to play a card from your hand to one of the open slots on your player board. And each of these slots is keyed to a time of day in the game. So if we take a look at my board here for Wally again, we can see that these 4 slots are morning, afternoon, evening, and night. And so when I play a card, I can play to any slot that currently doesn't have a card in that particular spot. And there are lots of reasons for playing cards in different places, but to start the game, we're going to focus on being really efficient with our time because, again, we only have 12 days in which to win the game. So when I choose a card to play, and when I play it to one of these slots on my player board, before I can resolve the actions in the card I play, I'm going to have to update the time on the board to match thematically when I'm taking that action. So let's say, for example, I'm going to start playing with this card called Shadow Steps. Shadow Steps lets me take 2 moves, or it lets me portal to another room on the same ring I'm currently on. So I'm going to take Shadow Steps, and I'm going to play it to my morning slot. And so before I can resolve the actions on Shadow Steps, I'm going to have to update the time on the board. When you update time on the board, you always have to advance it at least one spot, and you have to advance it to a spot that matches where you played the card to. So I played this card to morning. We are already in morning, but I have to move at least one spot. So I'm going to move the time just one space like so. And so as we continue to play the game, this ring is going to continue to move. You'll see this as we take turns. And eventually this will come back around from the night to the next morning, at which point we'll go from day 1 to day 2. And this sequence is going to continue. And again, we've got to win the game before we run out of time, i.e. those 12 days. It's also worth noting when it comes to moving these rings, it changes what rooms open and close on the board. So if we move back to the start, this is open here, but I can't move into this room from the corridor here because it's closed. But right now, I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to be efficient with time, so I'm just going to move it one spot, having played my card to the morning. And now I'm going to take the actions on my card. In this case, I've got 2 moves. So anytime you get a move action in the game, that allows you to take your character standee and move from the room you're currently in to any other room in the manor that you can reach through openings, connected openings. And the only caveats for that is that you can never move through a room that has a scarab in it or the monster. They'll always stop your movement in a room. So for my 2 moves and starting the game, what I always like to recommend to beginning players is a great initial strategy is just to focus on collecting some resources because you need them for all kinds of things in the game. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start by trying to get a number of resources. So for my first move, I'm going to take my Wally standee. I'm going to move out into the corridor, and I'm just going to move around and into this opening here into the Draconis Shrine room. And now that is one move. And when you end your move in a room, and if there is no scarab or monster there, you get to use the action in that particular room. So one of the core design parts of this game is that the rooms offer players lots of additional actions they can take during the course of their turn, in the course of the game. So ending my turn in this room allows me to discard 1 card, and I get 3 min. So we've got 3 different kinds of resources in the game. So min resources, which are these little guys here, are kind of like mana. We also have knowledge as a resource in the game, which are these little guys here. And the little scarabs on the board, I'm just going to grab one of these from the main board, are also a resource. And I'll just note that in the deluxe version of the game, we plan on shipping it with these actual 3D resin painted scarabs. So they look pretty cool. So I'm going to discard a card from my hand. So I'm going to choose a card to discard. And for that, I get 3 min. So I'm going to take 3 resources. 1, 2, 3 min. And for my second move, now I've got 2 moves. I'm going to move out of this room, and I think I might go somewhere else where I can get some more resources. So I'll take a little bit of a look around the board here. I could move out here and go back into this room here. I could move out, I could come around into another room over here where I get a knowledge, a min, and then I can portal to another room. Maybe I'll try that. Let's see how that works out for me. So I'm going to go out, move along the corridor into this other room here. I get a knowledge and a min, so I'll take those resources and add them to my personal supply. And this little icon here tells me to roll the room dice and portal somewhere else. So the room dice are these 2 gold dice in the room. Whenever you see these icons, you're going to roll these guys. So I'm going to roll them. And that is the outer ring number 4. So if we look around to number 4 on the outer ring, it means I get to portal, bam, into that room, which was a pretty good roll. Because I'm going to get now 2 more knowledge because I ended movement in that room and there's no monster or scarabs there. So I'll get those guys. And that is essentially my turn. I played my card to a slot, updated the time, resolved the actions on the card. As the game progresses, you'll see we're going to take some other actions on our turns that you can use your own personal powers for, companions, there's other things. But for a start of the game, that's a pretty good first turn. So before I finally end my turn and draw up to my hand limit again, and James takes his turn, the monster is going to activate. So the monsters generally will activate at the end of every player's turn. So in this case, the way that works playing against the ogre is he's got his own deck of cards in the game, as you can see here. And these deck of cards basically determine his actions during the course of the game. Every time you play the game, you randomize this deck. So it means that he's going to act differently for each playthrough. And as players, what we can see always on the top of his deck is we get a bit of a preview about what he's going to do. So in this case here, his card, we can see that he's going to move, but we don't know where he's going to move to or for what reason. And you can see there's some time icons at the bottom. Just like the players taking actions, the monsters will take time off in the game whenever they take actions as well. So before I flip this card over and resolve it, I have to advance the time as well for his action. So it's got 3 time symbols here. So we'll move the time up 1, 2, 3 spots. And now I can flip this card over and I can resolve this specific card. And in this particular case, this card says it's hunting the lady. And it says if the ogre is in the same room as Lady Weirdwood, you would add a scarab there. Obviously, he's not in the same room. Otherwise, move the Chaos Ogre as close as possible to Lady Weirdwood's location. So we're going to move him out. We can see that this room is open, and we can see whether or not he can move all the way into a room. And as the designer of the game, I know that right now he can't do that. There are lots of rooms that he can move in, but he can't. Oh, actually, he can move through. Mm-hmm. So he's going to move actually through all the way and through there, and he'll move into this room with Lady Weirdwood. And so that's not great news for us because he's trying to hunt her down and he's already found her in the throne room. So we'll have to be a little bit worried about that in terms of what's going to happen. A bit of a concern there. We'll see what happens as the game progresses. And basically now that's his card is done. So having resolved his card, it goes in a discard pile. And then my last action on my turn is you always draw up or discard down so you have the same amount of cards in your hand as your health. So my health is 3, I draw 2 more cards, and I've got 3 cards again in hand. And that's my turn, and now it goes to James.
Okay, I will also play my Shadow Steps. I'll play to the afternoon, so I only have to rotate the time of day 1. And I will also get resources. I think I'm hesitant to end my turn in the outer ring because chances are it'll get blocked when the day moves by the time my hand moves around again.
Right.
And I don't have a power token to portal, and this is my only portal card, I believe. So I will go to the outer ring. I'll go to the Amphitheater of the Dead first and take 2 min and 1 scarab.
Cool.
And then I think I'll go out of there into the Warden's Ballroom. And I'll take a life token, which also increases my hand limit. And I'll take 1 knowledge. And so I can offer, with this icon here, it means another player. So I can offer another player knowledge or
a health.
Yeah,
so do you want to, Bethany, you want to take a knowledge or health? I'm happy. What do you think?
I think I could take a knowledge because I'm going to want to build my battle dice.
Okay, cool. So why don't you take a knowledge? Awesome. Cool. All right, so that was your second move.
Yep, so that concludes my turn. So now it's time for the monster.
All right, so we got his next card here, and so James is going to resolve that, and we can see that based on this card, we see the little scarab symbol. So this means he's going to bring more of his little scarab minions into the game, and it's going to take him 2 time to do that. So I'll hand this back here, and you can.
We'll advance time twice.
Yeah, cool. And then we'll flip that over, and we'll see what we have to resolve.
And so he's going to spawn 1 scarab in the room that he's in.
So you can see when we resolve monster cards, how you resolve those cards can sometimes change. The later we get in the game, the more powerful the monster will get as the days tick off. So at the start of the game, the monster is still in the green state, which is calm. This is something you can actually see on the monster board. I'm just going to lay this over top here. So from days 1 to 4, he's calm, then he'll become angry, and eventually he'll become enraged. And that will have him roll more dice and do a lot of other bad things in the game. But as far as his particular monster cards go, it means he might start to spawn more scarabs. But since he's just calm, we only have to do the top part, which is spawn a scarab in his room. He's in the throne room, and the throne room can only have a maximum of 6 scarabs in at any one time, so we don't have to add a scarab there.
That concludes my turn, and now I will drop to my hand limit, which is now 4.
Right, because your health went up 1.
My health went up 1.
Cool. All right, so Bethany, what's your turn now?
Yes, it is my turn, and I am going to play my Shadow Steps to evening. Is that evening? Afternoon.
Evening.
Well,
evening.
it's just this one, right?
Yeah.
It was right here. So.
Yeah. Afternoon is this one. Evening is this one. That's nighttime.
Okay, so I'm playing to evening. And I am going to essentially do pretty much the same thing as James because I want to get the Scarab because I can use it in my Warden Advance. And I need more resources for my battle dice building.
Cool.
And then I'm going to go in here as well and get another life and another
Knowledge.
knowledge.
And then one other player can get a life, a health, or a knowledge.
Yes. Who wants it?
You could go straight to forging through Lily Pad Harbor.
Lily Pad Parlor.
Lily Pad Parlor.
Well, it's true. You
And-
could
and you're-
instead of there, you could have gone in there and gotten a resource and forged right away too.
That's true. That might be better.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure.
Okay. So then I put this back. And go there and go here.
So yeah, so you go all the way around the quarter in there.
Yeah.
That lets you take any one resource.
Yes. Which I'll take a book because I don't have a book.
And then this icon lets
Knowledge.
lets Bethany jump to either room to either side. So you're jumping here to the Ancient Foundry.
Yes.
All right. So the Ancient Foundry lets her again. She can take a min or a knowledge from the Ancient Foundry.
I'll take him in.
And it's worth noting that when you play action cards and when you use the actions in the rooms, all the actions are optional. You can do them in whatever order you want. So Bethany can take the resource before she takes the forge action. So she's going to forge a battle die. And Bethany, you want to pass me your board really quickly?
Yeah.
So when you forge battle dice, the way that works is, I put this down here, is that every player starts with one blue die in the game. So battle is dice driven. There are 3 different kinds of dice in the game. These balanced blue dice, which have some hit symbols, some block symbols, and a surge. There's defense dice, which have only blocks on them, and the attack dice have only attack symbols on them. So everyone starts with a blue dice, and you'll pay an escalating cost to forge whatever color die you want, so you can craft the pool of dice that you want. So in the case of Bethany, her next die is going to cost her 1 min and 1 knowledge. So I'll give that back to you. And she's able to take that forge action because in the Ancient Foundry, it has this icon, which means the little dice symbol with the hammer on it means you can forge a battle die. So what are you going to forge, Bethany?
I am going to forge an attack dice.
Okay, and so she pays her cost, and she takes one of the little red cubes there and puts it on her board, and now she knows she's got a red and a blue to roll in future battles. Cool. Right on.
And now I need to...
And now we've got the next card, and that card, the next card I'll just show it really quickly here for everyone watching. This symbol here is a power symbol. This means that this is a card that the Chaos Ogre is going to use to get more powerful in the game. So first we have to do the time. So 2 spots forward for the time. Bethany, awesome. 1, 2. And if I flip that over, we can see that this is a card that's going to help him in battle. In this case, it's going to add additional hits for him in battle. And like the Scarab card, this is going to basically increase in strength as the game progresses. So right now, he's still calm, which is green. It means it's going to add 1 additional hit for him in battle. And so when we pull one of these cards, they get slotted to his actual board here. So we just take that card and we slot it to his board. He can hold up to 3 of these cards at any one time. So he's got 1 card here, and this means the next time he battles in the game, he's going to get 1 additional hit. If this card should sit here long enough during the course of the game, and he becomes angry, we'll have to move it up, and it'll add an additional hit, and if it stays there long enough to when he becomes enraged, it'll add even 2 more hits. Now, the good thing for us as players is the next time he battles and he uses whatever cards he has slotted here, he can only use them once per battle. So after the battle, we would discard these, and whoever was battling against them would actually score some additional experience points as well. So he's got that card. He's going to be a little tougher next time we battle him. And now it's back around to my turn.
That's right.
Like Bethany, I think I'm going to see if I can try and forge my Thieves Gauntlet. So again, I'm playing an advanced character. I don't forge dice like the other characters. I raise the level of my Thieves Gauntlet so that I can steal dice away from whoever I'm battling. So I'm looking at myself here out in the Bibliotheca, and right now you can see I'm trapped. I actually can't get out, but if I play a card, hopefully I can get myself out of here. So I'm actually going to play, let's see, we're in the nighttime. So to be most efficient with time, I'm going to play the afternoon. I can't play to the morning because I have a card there already. So I'm going to play this to the afternoon spot. And before I take any of the actions of the card, I've got to update the time on the board. So we're in the night. I've got to move this around to the afternoon. So go past the night to the next morning spots. And I got to come all the way back around to the afternoon. So we burnt through a little more time than we'd like. And because we went back around to the next morning, I now have to move this to day number 2. So now I am free to move out of this room, which is awesome. The other cool thing about having played the card here is you'll notice that I've paired up a couple icons with these 2 cards. And so I'm just going to show you guys this a little more closely. But anytime as you play cards to your board, you can potentially match icons on each of the cards. And so in this case, I matched 2 halves of a shield icon. This means in future battles, I'll have an additional block in battle. So that's super awesome. So when you're playing these cards, you're also paying attention to trying to match these icons. So the card I played, Shifting Manor, this is a card here that lets me shift the positions of any 2 rooms on my current ring and has a move action. So if I'd been trapped in this room, I could have moved this room for another one, but I still might like to, just thinking about whether there's any reason that we might want to change rooms. I can get out right now.
You could have played the nighttime to use less time.
Oh, I could have played the nighttime.
And
You're
shifted
right.
the rooms.
You're right. That's true. I could have. Yeah, we could walk that back. I mean, I don't know that I need the block icon that badly. So we could undo that and go back to day number 1 and back to the night and just go 1 night. And then I could shift. That's right. So that's a good call. That's why we have play testers. So now I'm still trapped, but I can shift these 2 rooms. So I think maybe I'll just move these 2 rooms, the room right next to me maybe. So I can actually move this position of these 2 rooms, and now I can get out, and I'm going to use that move, and I'm going to move in to try and do some foraging. And actually, the lily pad parlor is still open, so I'm going to use the same sequence that Bethany did, which was a really good move. So I'm going to move out here into the lily pad parlor. I'm going to get any 1 resource. I'm going to take a scarab. I don't need it right now, but it could be useful for me actually for a couple different things in the future. And then I'm going to hop over here, and I can have a min or a knowledge. I'm going to take another knowledge.
So you're so loaded with resources already.
Yeah.
You actually could hop here, and we could both forge.
Well, that's a good question. Does anyone have enough resources to forge it? Okay, so
I could too. Yeah.
all right, let's do that instead. So let me put that resource back. Instead of hopping into this room, I'm going to hop into the General's War Room, which also lets me forge, but it also lets another player spend an additional resource, and they can forge at the same time. So that's definitely a good optimized move. So for me, I'm going to start to go up the next level. I'm going to pay a single resource. I can pay a min or a knowledge to raise my Thieves Gauntlet up 1 level. So I'll pay a min. That goes up to level number 1. And so when my gauntlet's at level number 1, it means in battle I can steal 1 dice away from an enemy. All right, so now someone else can forge a die. So who wants to forge a second die? I mean, Bethany could go after a 3rd die. You could maybe go after some companions or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, my goal is to go after a companion. However, one of my best spots to do it is here, and I have to battle a scarab to do that.
Right.
And so to have an extra dice just to battle that 1 scarab would increase my chances. Or this one is also a good option for me, and it's probably a better chance I'll be able to get into this one.
Right.
So having 1 extra dice would probably increase my chances. I'm 2 turns away because I don't have the resources on this one anyway. But yeah.
Okay, so are you thinking you're going to do a dice?
Yes.
Wait, yeah, is that cool?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So James will pay.
So I'll pay my min and a knowledge, and then I have to pay 1 extra resource because of that symbol.
Yeah.
And so I'll pay 2 min and 1 knowledge. And then I will also take an attack dice.
Cool. And then just to show everyone here, hand me your player board, I'll just grab it. So James on his turn here, the reason why he paid those resources, you can see right here that the next die that he just forged was a min and a knowledge. So he paid those 2 resources and 1 extra, and of course his 3rd one, when he gets to forging a 3rd dice, will be 3 resources, and so on and so forth. And the cost grows as you get more and more dice forged. Cool. Okay, so that was my move. My Thieves Gauntlet level is up 1. You got another die. That was awesome. So now we're going to do a monster card. So the next card is another move card, and that's going to take 3 time. So the monster is going to forward the time 3 spots. So 1, 2, we're back around to the next morning, and 3, so we'll go into day number 2, and we'll flip this over. And this is a hunting the lady card, and so he's trying to move to where Lady Weirdwood is. He's already there, and if he's in the same room with her, he would try and spawn another scarab. He can't, because the throne room can only have a maximum of 6 scarabs. So he doesn't do very much on that turn, so that's not too bad for us. And that's my turn, and I'll draw up to 3 cards again, and James, it's your turn.
Okay, so we're in morning. I will, I'm going to play to morning. So I'm going to play my Tactician's Gambit, which says I do not advance time when playing this card. I draw 2 cards, and to draw, I can draw above my hand limit, and then play another card on top of that one, then advancing time.
Yeah, so there are some cards and powers that players have in the game that allow you to play cards over top of cards, or even take cards back and swap them out. So there definitely are ways to play with the queue of cards that you kind of play at the top of your board.
Okay, so I'll take 2 cards. Oh, yeah.
Got some good cards.
Yep.
Cool.
I got the one I was hoping for. So I just need to think this through. If I played that to afternoon or morning, then I can move that to morning. And I need to get, if I want Professor Bones, somehow I need to get 2.
You want to go to a room where you can get a companion? Like, oh, you're there. That you could get into here.
I know, I need some resources first.
Oh, to pay for the, right.
To pay for it, yeah. So, and my only options are the inner ring at the moment. So,
You get 3 men there. What does Professor Bones cost? He needs lots of knowledge.
he needs lots of knowledge, yeah.
Right.
So I could instead actually play my Lore Master Meditation,
Just get the knowledge.
which gives me 3 knowledge, and then next turn I will be able to go.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give me any room benefit because I didn't move into the room.
Right. Right. Okay.
So I just got the 3 knowledge on that turn.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. And are you doing anything else? Is that it for your turn?
No, and I'm at my hand limit because I already drew the cards, and so now I will move the monster card.
Okay, so that card here, I'll just show everybody, this is a new kind of card. It has the attack symbol on it, so the monster is going to try and attack somebody, we don't know who. 3 times, we have to advance it 3 spots, so 1, yeah.
2, 3.
And we'll flip this card over to resolve it, and at the top of the card it says, if the monster is in the same room as Lady Weirdwood, he reduces her life or her health by 1. So he's going to hit her because he's in the same room with her. So on the board here, we looked at this track at the start of the game. He's managed to hit her once, so we've got to reduce her health down by 1, meaning we've only got 1 more hit we can allow. If he hits her twice more, we're going to lose the game. So he's in there, he's hit her once. We definitely got to think about potentially trying to rescue Lady Weirdwood. And so, as you can see, she's in the throne room with the Chaos Ogre, and we've got these 6 scarabs in the throne room with her. Right now, she's trapped in the throne room because those 6 scarabs are guarding her. As players, we can go in there, and if we can manage to kill all the scarabs in the throne room, we can rescue her. And what happens is when she's rescued, it means as players, we can start to move her around the board, and she'll even help us in battle too. So we probably got to think about maybe starting to work on that. I mean, I don't know, maybe Bethany can get another battle die or something and go in there and start maybe trying to hit them, but it's definitely something we got to start thinking about. Yeah, okay, cool. So I think Bethany, it's your turn.
So I have already played to evening, which means I'm going to have to take us to
Probably night. Yeah.
And I'm going to play, which I didn't want to do. I was a little sad that we moved 3 because I wanted to play to afternoon and match up
your icons.
My icons, but I can't do that. So I'm just going to move it 1 all the way over here to night.
Okay.
And I can still get out, which is good.
And the card Bethany played, just pass it over here real quick, Bethany. I'm just going to show people. This is a pretty good card in that this is a card that when you play it, light-footed feint, it gives you 2 moves and an attack. And again, you can do these in any order that you want. So
Okay. So that doesn't allow me room to forge a battle dice, but maybe if I go out of this room and then come back and then go somewhere to beat a scarab,
yeah,
that would be a good idea.
Also, you can choose between the first, second, or third nighttime slot.
Yeah.
If you played to this nighttime slot, for example, it would give you access to the Forge Arcane.
But I don't have enough resources right now to forge 2 dice.
This would give you the resources. If you battled the Scarab and won, you would have all the resources you need to forge 2.
I just have 2 moves as well, so I'm
You don't
wondering.
have a move attack. Oh,
I have 2 moves and an attack, so I could move first, get more resources, and then attack.
you could move and attack this guy,
Yeah.
forge 2 dice, and then move into the throne room, and on your next turn,
Attack
clean
them all.
house.
be a part. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
That is not a bad idea. Okay, well,
Okay, so you're gonna move into Forge Arcanum.
yeah.
So Bethany's used one of her 2 moves to move in there. Because there's a scarab already in this room, you can't use the ability, the
No.
action in the room right now. But if
So-
she can defeat the scarab in battle, after battle, if you manage to clear out all the scarabs and there's no monster in there, you can still use the room action. So that's what you're going to try to do.
Yep.
Cool.
And this card has 2 moves and an attack, which can be used in any order.
Yes, which I explained
Yes.
just a little while ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. This is we're shooting this in one long video, so you know.
Look at that.
It's,
Okay.
But the reminder is very good.
sorry, I'm just gonna need a minute. Which one of you is explaining this?
All right, so you've done your 1 move in there. So now you're going to attack the scarabs. So Bethany's got a red and a blue dice she can roll. The attacker always rolls first. Scarabs always roll a single blue dice. So James is going to roll for the scarabs. So Bethany, you want to roll and fingers crossed here. This is a good place to. Well, you can roll there or there. It's both on camera. Wow. Okay, so Bethany, if you can see, she's rolled 2 attack and she's rolled her surge. And her surge, whenever you roll a surge as a player, you got a little surge box on your player board. Pass me your player board. We're just going to show people this one time. So in the case of Sekhmet, as we put this board down here, you can see this is the little surge box here. In the case of Sekhmet, when you roll a surge, you get 2 unblockable hits.
Yes.
So
So I've killed the scarab.
you potentially have killed a scarab because the scarab still gets to roll. So James,
Yeah.
do you want
And
to roll
the
a
Scarab
scarab?
might run away.
The scarabs
It might,
can
that's
skitter
true.
away. That's true.
Yeah.
No, so the scarab rolled a single block. It only takes 1 hit to kill a scarab. So Bethany had 4 hits. 2 of them were unblockable. This scarab is dead. So what do you want to do with that scarab?
I'm gonna keep the scarab.
So when you defeat a scarab in battle, you can keep the scarab and you get 1 experience point, or you can give it back to the game supply and score 2 experience points. So Bethany, hand me your board again.
Sure.
We're just going to explain this and show this to people
Okay.
here first time. So Bethany is keeping the scarab and she gets 1 experience point. So you get experience points from doing a variety of things in the game, including battling. And when you get XP in the game, you spend that XP on your own player board on these 3 XP tracks. There's the top track, which is the power track. The middle track is the battle track, and the bottom one is the tactic track. And when you spend XP, in this case, Bethany's only got 1, but if you have multiple XP, you can split it up across these tracks and spend it however you want, and you were going to spend it on the power track, I think. Is
That's
that
right. Yeah.
So Bethany is going to spend 1 XP on the power track, and the way this works is anytime you cover or pass an icon on the track, you get whatever that particular reward is. In the case of this power track, Bethany is going to get another power token. And these little power tokens, which we haven't looked at before, are super important in the game because every player has some unique powers on their board. These powers, as a player, you can use at any time on your turn. You can use each power once per turn. And every power, you always have to pay at least 1 power token and often some other resources. So having power tokens is super important for getting to use these powers, which can do all kinds of cool things in the game. So Bethany scores her 1 XP, and she gets her little power token here. So I'll pop that on your board, and I'm going to give this board back to you. And of course, she got to keep the scarab. So now that she's cleared out the scarab from the room and there are no other baddies in this room, she can actually use the action in this room. In this case, she gets a minute of knowledge. And if she can afford it, she can actually forge 2 battle dice at one time. So I don't know, can you afford to do 2?
I can do, let me just count them here. And then I need a separate one. And then I need this for the second one plus this. And then I would have to spend both of these in order to do it. But I could.
Okay, yeah.
So I might as well.
Okay, and what dice do you want to put on there?
I think I would like to put another red one and
Maybe a bit of block?
Block one as well.
Okay, black one, sure. Yeah, defense die. Cool. All right, awesome. And then you've still got, so you've used 1 move and 1 attack from the card you played. You still
That's
have 1 move left, yeah?
Right. So I was going to move into the throne room, which is a bit scary, but we'll just do it.
All right, so now Bethany's in the throne room with these little guys. Okay, cool. All right, well, that was a really good turn.
I have to do the monster.
Oh yeah, so now the monster card. So we're going to have a scarab card here. It's going to advance the time by 2. So 1, 2, and so we've gone back to the morning. So we're now on day number 3. And if we flip this card over, what are we going to do there, Bethany?
It says to spawn 1, and we have to roll the room dice.
All right, so hand me that card. I'll show people the card real quick. So again, so we're still day number 3. The ogre is still calm. We're just doing the top part. So roll the room dice, and we're going to spawn a scarab wherever we roll. So let's see where that is.
It's going to be
So
in the inner ring number 10.
So go to day 10. And so when it's like this, day number 10, when it's split between 2 rooms, you always choose the clockwise room. So we're going to have to add a scarab to that room.
Which means that room blights.
Which means that room blights. So whenever there's 2 or more scarabs in a room at any time, they blight the room, and you've got to flip the room over, like so. And a couple things happen. So the room gets blighted. We have to update the blight threat tracker on that ogre board. And so you can see we start off at 0 on the track here. We now go to 1. And again, so if we end up having 8 total rooms blighted at one time, we would lose the game. And we also have to be aware of the fact that as the threat level goes up for blight, it can add more dice to the Chaos Ogre's rolls. So that's something we have to be concerned about. And then lastly, whenever a room gets blighted, as you can see here, it means the room becomes unusable. So we don't have access to the action in that room anymore. We can get that room back. In the future, it is possible to go into the room, and if you can clear out all the scarabs, you can pay some resources, printed here, and score some experience points and actually flip that room back over again. So we'll have to see if we end up having to do that at some point. All right, so that's the ogre.
Or Oliver uses one of his powers to possibly.
Or Oliver uses, yeah, Oliver's got a couple great powers for dealing with blighted rooms. So yeah, that would be definitely helpful. All right, so have you drawn up to your hand limit, Bethany?
I have, yes.
Okay, so it's back to me. It's on my turn, and I have to say, I explain. There's no hidden information. You can look if you want.
Do you have the attack card?
I don't, but I do have this, which will work.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. So I'm just realizing as I'm helping explain the game to everyone watching, I'm not really thinking about my turn very much. So what am I doing next? Well, okay. I think I'm going to try and continue to raise up my Thieves Gauntlet level. So, I've got a really good card for that. So so each player has a deck of 13 cards. 10 of those cards are the same for all of us, and 3 of those cards are unique to the character you play. So I've got a really good card here. This is Wally's Thief's Feet card, which I'm going to play to the afternoon. So time won't go too far. So I'm going to play that first. Update the time. I'll just go to the first spot here in the afternoon. And this card here, his Thief's Feet card, is a card that lets me portal to another room on my ring and ignore scarab rules and score 2 points, which is super awesome. So I'm going to take the 2 points first, and I'm going to go up 1 on my power track like Bethany did to get a power token, because I'd like to have one of those in hand. And I'm going to go up 1 on my tactics track, which is the bottom track on my board. And when I go up on the tactics track, a lot of the rewards on that are about getting these Warden tactic cards. And these are cards that you hold in your supply, like so. And on a future turn, you can play these cards. Let me just take a card here. you can always play one of these cards when you play an action card. You can play this card over top of that card. And it does two things. They give you some kind of benefit. In this case, this particular card I just drew would give me an extra hit in battle. But they also, you'll see that the symbols are wilds, meaning that they'll always match the icon to either side of that card. So these tactic cards are really great things to have in your supply to use at a particular point in the future. So I've got one of those. I got a power token from spending the XP. And now I'm going to portal to another room. And I think I'm going to portal to this room here, the Lily Pad Parlor, which lets me take another resource. So I'm going to take a knowledge. And then it lets me jump. And I'm just going to say, can you afford to die if I go there, James? Oh, no, you're trying to get a companion too,
no,
and you
I
can't.
can't, no.
Okay, so I'm going to jump to this room. I'm going to take a min from that. And now I'm going to spend 1 min, 1 knowledge, and 1 resource of my choice. I think I'm going to make that another min to go up to the next level on my Thieves Gauntlet. So now I'm up to level 2, which means when I go into battle I can steal 2 dice, which is cool. I think that's my turn. I don't think I'm going to do anything else at this point in time. So now it's the Ogre's turn, and we see he's going to pull another move card. And this card is Stalking You. So this is a card where if he's in the same room as the activating player, so that's me, it's my turn still, he would add a Scarab there. So obviously he's not in my room. So if he's not in your room, he's going to try and move as close to me as possible. So thankfully for us, he's going to leave the throne room, which is great. The Ogre is not the brightest monster in the world compared to the other 2 monsters you can play, so he sometimes gets distracted. So he's going to move, and it looks like we can move him into this room. We can move him through that opening doorway, and he actually can move into my room. So he's going to move into my room, and thankfully that's all he's going to do for now. So at least he's not in the throne room with Lady Weirdwood, which is great for us. That was very lucky. All right, and then I'm going to draw up to my hand limit, which is 3 still, and James, it's your turn.
Okay, I will play Lighthearted Faint to Evening. Unfortunately, none of my icons are matching. However, I need to test a couple evening spots to see... perfect. So I'll play to the first evening. And so I have 2 moves and an attack. So I'm going to move out of this room into the courtier's room. Courtier's salon. And I am going to battle that Scarab.
Cool.
So I have 2 dice.
All right, you want to roll for the Scarab
Sure.
stuff?
Yeah.
So
Hitting a block.
hitting a block. Oh, and he runs away.
So when the Scarabs roll a surge, the little icon here, they try and skitter out if they can, and if the door is open, and it is, they move out.
Open. So he moves into the corridor and clockwise to the next
Yeah.
open doorway.
So James didn't get the kill, and he didn't get XP, but at least he left the room, which means you can use that room action, right?
Yes. So I do have enough resources to recruit a companion. So I am going to recruit Professor Bones. So this fellow.
So pass that over to me. So I'll just show everybody at home watching. So each of the companions has a resource cost that you have to pay to recruit them. And once you recruit a companion, they all have some kind of unique ability that you can use as a player. So that's super awesome. But the other cool thing about recruiting a companion is they have another slot to play cards to. In this case, the slots are always wild for the time, meaning that when you play a card to them, you can update the time however you want. So it gives you a lot more flexibility. So James is taking Professor Bones, putting him down on his board, like so, and paying the resource cost.
So I paid the 2 knowledge and 1 min.
Yep. And do you want to put another card out? There's always 4 on offer, so always keep that stocked with 4. Okay, sorry, James.
Now, because I recruited a companion, I get 1 experience points. So
right.
I'll take the top one. I'll take a power token because I don't have one yet. And then I will...
And you get 2 XP
get 2 more XP, so I'll take 1 on each track. And so that will also give me a Warden's Tactic card, which is a power surge, so it'll be usable another power token.
Cool.
Now I have 1 more move left. I don't think I'm going to move into the center with you with only 2 dice. I'm going to let you battle. But what I might do is I'll go back to this space and take a health and a knowledge, because knowledge now is very valuable for me with my companion. And then I could give you a health. You're probably going to need it
Yeah.
Right, you may take some damage.
in your epic battle.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Okay. All right. And then next monster card.
Next monster card. So we know he's going to get a power. He's going to advance time 1, 2. And he is going to get an extra battle dice, which is a defense dice.
All right, so he's definitely getting more powerful. We'll have to deal with that at some point when we feel we're ready to attack him. It is worth noting that when it comes to attacking the ogre, you can only attack him if he's in a room without scarabs. If he's ever in a room and there's scarabs with him, they're guarding him, so you can't attack him. So even if Bethany, on your turn, wanted to attack the ogre right now, you can't because there's scarabs in the room with him. So, Bethany?
Well, and he's not in the room anymore. So.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I'm looking at Lady Weirdwood. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's right. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
But yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to play to morning because that's my remaining.
Ooh, so we're gonna
thing.
burn through a bit of time, but that's the nature of the game sometimes. So around to morning, and so that's gonna bring us to day number 4. And day number 4, the Chaos Ogre is still calm, which is good for us. But when we move into day number 5, he's gonna become angry, and that means he's gonna have more dice that he rolls, and his cards are gonna get harder to deal with. So.
So we gotta start dealing with him soon.
We're gonna have to start thinking about him in a bit too, yeah.
But first, I'm gonna try and get rid of these scarabs. Now, I don't have anything other than this that I can actually battle with, so I'm gonna use my magic mirror.
Ooh, that's a great card.
Morning.
Sorry, yeah.
I mean, you could. I mean, I'm not saying you should do this. You could play it to the afternoon and get that extra block.
Defense, yeah.
What do you guys? Would you try it?
I think it's worth it.
I think it's worth it
battling
too.
6 scarabs.
So here's a situation where Bethany could have played this card to her morning slot on her board. It was open. That would have made the time turn less for us. But she's chosen to go to the afternoon. We've had to turn more time off the board. But the reason is now she's got a block, if you just want to point to it there.
Right there.
She's got a block from matching her wild icon and the shield icon. So she'll have an extra block in battle. So I think that's a good move.
Yeah. So I can't actually, I'm going to I'm going to copy the action of the light-footed feint.
Yeah, Magic Mirror lets you copy the action of a card you've already played in front of you. So that's cool.
And I'm going to battle first.
All right, so...
I'm going to offer you a suggestion. If you moved into the Forge Arcanium first, you could just take the resources without forging. That would allow you to play your Abracadabra as you go into battle, which would give you an extra dice. In this battle, that may...
Can I move first? Because I can't move through that room, I thought.
You can move out. You can't move through.
I see.
It stops you moving through. She does have a power token which you could use for her reroll power too.
Yes.
So we could try that. I'd say let's try the battle and see how it goes.
Okay.
So I'm going to need all of my dice.
So she's got a blue, 2 reds, and a black. And she's got a power on her board. If you want to point to that power on your board, that she can choose to spend a power token. That's going to let her reroll dice. So she's got an option to reroll.
Do I have to do it now?
No, I think it says...
It doesn't say. It just
if it doesn't
says reroll. At any time.
At any time? Cool. Yeah. And then when you battle scarabs in a room, you have to battle all the scarabs in your room. So there's 6 scarabs in the room. They each get a blue dice. So James is going to roll for those scarabs. So Bethany, attacker rolls first. So roll well, Bethany.
That was not a great roll.
Not a great roll.
No.
Okay. So Bethany's got 2 hits and 2 blocks. You also have a block from the 2 cards on your board.
Blocks, yeah.
So in bigger battles, if you want, these are things that we can kind of keep in your head as a player. But this outer ring here, which is used for some other things in the game we're not doing in today's playthrough, is also used for tracking hits and blocks in battle. So we've got a couple kind of counters here, a little shield and a little sword. So I'm just going to mark those right here. So Bethany's got 2 hits and 3 blocks.
Now, can I wait until I see what they have?
Yeah, you can do it
you
can do it any time, so we can see what they roll. You might not have to use your power.
Right.
Maybe.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay. Well.
So
so let's start with the surges. So, the scarabs have rolled 2 surges. So as we saw earlier, each time they roll a surge, they try and skitter out of the room. So one scarab, you always start. Yeah, he's going to skitter to the top room. The gold rooms never blight; they're glued down. So at least that room's not going to blight. The next one's going to skitter to the next clockwise room, and that one is going to blight. So James will flip that over. We're going to lose access to that room, and I'm going to update the blight threat here on the ogre board now to number 2.
I think I kind of want to re-roll this dice though because I could get 2 unblockable.
So right now you can
These are
see,
blockable.
the scarabs have rolled
These are not
3 blocks and 1 hit. So right now
hoping to get my power surge.
Bethany's not hitting them.
Yep.
I think it's better to roll this one for the power surge because they're unblockable. If there's 3.
I would re-roll. I'd re-roll both. You can
Both?
roll. Yeah,
You can re-roll both.
You can re-roll as much as you want for a single power token.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think
Oh.
And I think it gives you. Does it give you an experience point for every
Yes.
one you
For
choose?
every one I re-roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Okay, so that's a total of 4 hits. And take your 2 experience points for having
Okay.
used that power.
I will take another one.
Okay, cool. And so now you can see that she's rolled 4 hits. The scarabs have 3 blocks, so
Yeah.
you managed to hit one of them. So she's killed one of the scarabs, so let's remove 1 scarab. And Bethany, are you going to keep it or give it back?
I'll keep it.
All right, so she's going to keep that scarab and score an experience point for having kept the scarab.
I'll get a warden's tactic.
Cool.
For that one.
And the little scarabs rolled a single hit, and we can see Bethany's got 3 blocks, so she's going to have to block it, so you didn't take any damage at least. So not too bad. We cleared 3 scarabs out of the room, so that's a start. That's pretty good. And you've still got 2 moves, right?
I do still have 2 moves.
All right. So what do you want to do for your 2 moves?
I didn't think that far. I don't have enough to forge my next dice. So I probably need to get some resources.
You can move, like, right now, either of these rooms, you can move all the way out
through,
into the corridor into some other rooms.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure
And in
out
fact,
what
you
I
can
wanna
even
do.
get all the way to
You
the
could-
outside
yeah, you
right
could
now.
get to
So you could get
here.
out to an outer room there.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could do the mad scientist room after if you want to get resources and you don't mind Portland somewhere else gambling a little bit.
I mean, you might want to finish your turn back in here so that next turn you're
Right, if you're going to
ready for
potentially
battle.
attack again next. Yeah, that's true too. It's a good point.
My
Yeah, because you do it. You're right. I mean, you have the most dice of anybody right now.
I suppose.
Do you have a card you can discard?
Assuming,
I do.
Do you? Okay, so So Bethany's gonna move out all the way around. She wouldn't have moved through there because there was a scarab there, but there's other open pathways. You go
Would
out
have
there
moved
through
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And into there. So she's gonna discard a card and get 3 knowledge.
And then I'm just gonna move back
in
into the throne room, which I can go through here.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right, and then it's monster turn.
Monster turn.
Oh, he's got another power card. All right, so 2 time. 1, 2, and let's just see what he's going to slot to his board.
It's 1 attack.
Okay, so he's got a full complement of these guys. Okay, all right. Well, so that's my turn. It's funny, he's in my room right now. I'm going to do something I think that's a little bit crazy, but we're going to see.
Attack him?
I'm going to attack him.
Great.
and this isn't totally crazy. Maybe I'm going to take one for the team, but he's got 3 of these power cards, and knowing that when he's in a battle he can only use them once and you got to get rid of them, I'm like, this is a chance for me to get rid of the cards. But it might not be too bad actually. So I don't have an attack card in hand right now. And so when you have to play a card to one of the open slots on your board, you always have the option to play a card. Instead of playing a card face up, you always have the option to play a card face down. So I'm going to play a card actually face down to my last open slot, which is evening, which isn't too bad for time. So I'll just go 1. And I'm going to use that to attack. So when you play a card face down, you can make it be a single attack, a single move, or you can get 1 resource of your choice. Now, before I attack him, though, I am going to use a power on my board. I've got a power called Fey Infiltration, and it costs me a power token and a scarab. I happen to have those. So I'm going to place these on my power to denote that I've used it this turn. And this power lets me steal one of the cards that the monster has on his board and add it to my own board, and I can actually use it in battle. Yeah.
Also, I could add a dice to your.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Okay, let me do this first. That's a great idea. So I'm gonna take. If I take a defense die, or hit for him.
I would say a hit because he doesn't have much attack.
That's true. It's still fairly early in the game. Okay, so I'm going to take away this card here, and when I take this card away, I get the 2 experience points. I'm going to just go 1, 2 XP. I'm going to get a power token back from doing that. And so when Wally steals these, I get to slot them to my board in the same manner the monster does, and I can choose to use this card in any battle that I want to, and when I use it, I have to put it back on the bottom of his deck. So I'll see if I may or may not use it against him. We'll see how it goes, but at least I've deprived him of 1, so I've done that. And so Bethany's got a power that you're going to help me.
Yes, I can add a temporary die to your battle, and I'll score 4 XP points, and I just have to pay 1 of my knowledge and 1 of my experience.
That would be awesome. Yeah, do that. That would be super cool. Okay, great. So I'm going to take an attack die for that die that Bethany's power is giving me. And you know what? I'm just going to go all in. You guys cool with that?
Yeah.
When I played this card face down here, again, I've got a Warden Tactic card. I was supposed to actually play it when I played the card down, but it's nothing. I haven't done anything, so it's okay to do that. So I'm playing it to the top of this card, and it's going to give me an additional hit in battle, and it's going to match a block icon on this side here. So I'm going to have an extra block. Okay. So I got a die, and so my Thieves Gauntlet level is at 2. So it means I get to steal 2 of his dice. So he normally rolls, right now he's still calm, this is why I'm doing this. He rolls normally 2 defensive dice, 1 balance and 1 attack. I can steal 2 of those dice away. I think I'm stealing these 2 and leaving the 2 2 defensive dice. So I'm going to steal those away from him. And I'm the attacker, so I'm going to roll first.
Hold on, if you're going all in, you might want to consider your other power here, and you've got a resource for it too.
We could be ending the game a little on the early side, but let's try.
I don't think you'll get it.
No, I don't think. I think we're gonna do some damage. Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So James pointed out on my board, on the advanced character boards, you've got some additional battle abilities. In this case, I can pay any 2 resources to add another die to my roll. I've got a decent number of resources. I'm going to spend 1 min.
You actually get a free resource here.
Oh, man. Who designed this game, James? That's good, yeah. So James has pointed out that I've also matched a knowledge token on my cards here, which means whenever I have to pay for things, I pay 1 less knowledge. So I only had to pay 1 resource. So I paid him in. This lets me add another battle die. I guess we'll take it. Yeah, he's got no attack, or not much attack, so I'm going to take another attack die. And so I'm going to roll these. Let's see here. I'm going to roll up here. All right. Wow.
Whoa.
Right.
That is quite the roll. So I got 5 hits, and I got my surge, and my surge is steal 1 rolled hit from your enemy's roll and add to your hit total, or add 2 hits if there's nothing to steal.
He's not going to roll any hits, so I'll roll his dice.
Yeah, roll his dice. He's got none, so I'm going to add 2 more hits. So I've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. Oh, that's pretty impressive. Plus, I've got this hit here from my Warden Tactic card.
Correct.
So 8 hits, and I've got 1 block from here, and I didn't roll any blocks. And he's got 3. Oh, you should have rolled an extra die.
Oh, correct.
For his power card here. So he's got 5 blocks and 1 hit. So his 1 hit, I block. I can reduce this little block marker here. It's reduces to 0, meaning I'm taking no damage. He's going to block 5 of my 8 hits, and I can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've done 3 hits to him. So that was pretty good. So before we take his life away, again, he can only use these for 1 battle. So these are discarded. I get 4 experience points for getting rid of these. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have 3 on my battle track. So I'm just going to show everybody that at home. So I was here at 0. So I went 1, 2, 3. I'm covering this sword. This means I'll always have an extra hit in battle for the rest of the game. And then I'll probably going to spend just another 1 up on this track to get closer to getting some more resources and power tokens. Like so. And now we have to do 3 damage to the ogre. And so whenever we do hits to the ogre, and again, this is different for each monster, but in the case of the ogre, he's got 18 life. We can choose where we want to take that life away. And the reason why this is important is because he's got 6 life or 6 health in his head area, 6 health in his torso, 6 health on his arms. And when you remove all 6 health from one of these sections, it reduces how many dice he rolls. So if we get rid of all 6 of the little cubes here on his arm, he'll have 1 less red die to roll in future battles. So we have to decide where we want to remove those health. The other thing to keep in mind is anytime you clear off a row, for example, here, he's going to react to that and he's going to spawn some scarabs on the board. So we have to think about where we want to get rid of these 3 health. So I guess the question is for us, do we want to focus on like one area to try and get rid of his health from one area? What's our thought?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we go. Where are we going after? We go after like the red dice or his defense or his balance dice?
Yeah, knowing he's going to get angry, so he's going to add a blue and he's going to add a red.
Right. So maybe go after the red, maybe?
Yeah, I think
Go
so.
after the red, yeah.
Okay, so if we take away 3, do we want to take away like one whole row and another one?
Okay.
Like that? Do that?
Sure.
Okay, so we get rid of those. So we cleared a row, so we have to roll the room dice and spawn a scarab. So in response, I'm taking some damage. So middle room's ring number 7. So we need a scarab here, middle.
No, middle.
Yeah. All right, and whenever you do a successful hit to the monster you're battling against, you get 1 XP for that. So I hit him 3 times, so I get another 3 experience points. I'm going to go up on my battle track here. 1, 2, 3. I'm covering up a heart, meaning I get 1 health. So now I'm going to be able to hold more cards, which is awesome. So now he is going to do his turn. So we're going to resolve his next card, which is kind of crappy because it's an attack card and he's in my room. But we'll see what happens.
Hopefully he tries to attack Lady Weird.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So this attack card, again, another attack card. It's 3 time. We have to increment the time 3.
2,
3. And we're going to flip this over. And if he's in Lady Weirdwood's room, he reduces her health by 1. So thankfully he's not. And then he does a forceful shockwave. Oh, so this isn't too bad because this doesn't actually, relatively speaking, it could have been worse for me in the same room. We're still in green. He's still calm. So it says all players defend against a minor shockwave. And so his shockwave, we're going to roll a blue dice to see if his shockwave does any damage that we have to defend against. Okay, so we all have to defend against 1 hit. I'll start with me. I already have a block, so I'm okay.
I have a block as well.
Okay, and James does not. So James can roll his dice to see if he can defend against it. He's only rolling his blue dice because it's the only one that has blocks on it. He doesn't. So you're actually going to take a damage.
Because I can't use my companion because I'm not in battle.
That's right. So whenever you take damage or take hits against you, you have to either lower your health, which James just did. He moved his health down by 1, and when that happens, it means you're going to have to discard down to 4 cards. But you can also choose to get rid of any dice that you forged or discard any power tokens. But getting rid of health is always preferable to those other things. So that's his card. And normally my turn would end. I played a card. I've done a variety of different actions. But as you can see here, I no longer have any slots open on my player board. And so once you fill up all the open slots, you have to do a scarab phase. And the scarab phase basically works like this. The little scarabs in the room, in the manor, are going to start skittering out and more are going to come in. So we'll do a scarab phase. And how it works is you always start at the Terrace of Temporal Rifts here in the middle ring. And you go around clockwise to each room that has a scarab. And they're always going to try to spread outwards in the manor. So this first scarab here, he can't move out because there's no opening. We go around to that guy, and it looks like he can move out. So he's going to move out. He can't go straight across, so he'll go to the next outward clockwise room. This guy, same thing, he's going to go out and over there, and he's trapped. Then we do the inner ones, and both of those guys can move straight across. Again, this is a room that doesn't blight, so that's kind of good for us. They can't move. He can move out straight across. And it looks like they can move out straight across, and we're going to blight another room. Meaning, our threat tracker is going to go up to number 3, and now in battles, the ogre is going to have an additional blue die as well. So, and now once all the scarabs have skittered and moved, we now add scarabs to every room in the inner ring that doesn't have a scarab. It gets one. So James will add each of those guys. And in the throne room, if there's scarabs still remaining and there are open spaces, we have to add one. So we're going to add one more scarab, which sucks for Bethany, but we're feeling, we're good. I think we're okay. You're going to kill these guys on your next turn, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Okay, and so the scarab phase is done, and after a scarab phase, then what happens is I discard any tactic cards I've got. You want to put that in the discard pile next to the tactic cards, and all the cards I've played, those all go into my personal discard pile, and now I have open spots to start playing again on my future turn. And now I'll draw up to, I have 4 cards now, and James, it is your turn.
Okay. I have an open spot in nighttime, so I
gotta say, we've only got 3 rooms blighted, but I'm starting to, like, I'm seeing
can
you're
you
gonna,
unblight a room yet?
you're gonna start triggering blights
I am,
as well.
yeah.
So our scarab phases.
Unless I can get a companion, but
Right, yeah, I guess so. You don't have a...
I have enough to get Daisy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's an option too. Yeah, maybe. I mean, then you wouldn't trigger a scarab phase.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what James can do here. I mean,
I think I could do one of two things. I could play my power. If I played this power and then this power to get me the min to play it, I could portal to a room and defeat any scarabs. I could, because Bethany is also going to trigger a scarab phase.
Unless I get this companion, which I could.
You could, although you're probably going to battle instead.
it's gonna be, yeah. You know that now that you're in the throne room and there's scarabs around you again, it's gonna be tough to move out. So probably,
Yeah.
maybe you're more likely to battle than get a companion.
It's possible that you could battle and defeat all the scarabs and then
And then
portal
portal to somewhere. That's true.
Right.
Yeah,
and
right.
recruit a companion.
Right. And James is suggesting that because in the throne room, it has an action like other rooms, which is a portal. So if Bethany can clear out all the scarabs, she can use the portal because the room will be empty of scarabs, and go to another room on the board and maybe get a companion. Yeah.
My other option is I do have enough to, if I played to this night, I could get into here and I would have enough by using this power to forge 2 dice.
Right. So you're thinking that then we focus more on the scarabs and the monster or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, and then next turn I could probably go unblight a room, but I'd be much more set up to battle if Bethany doesn't beat him, or now we need to start thinking about attacking the monster.
Right. Right.
So it depends. If you want to
Well-
spend more time attacking the monster, then I could worry about unblighting rooms, because one of us should probably just be working on rooms.
On rooms. Well, okay. So here's an option. I mean, if you decide you want to get more dice, I could probably focus on. I've got some resources. I do have a card. I've got a double move and attack on my turn, so it would let me potentially get into a room with scarabs and get rid of the scarabs,
and then flip the room.
and flip the room maybe.
Okay.
So I could probably try and do that on my turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
then I'm going to play Charge, which is a single move and an attack. And I've already moved the time to night because I was testing to see. So I'll move out of here. And I'm going to battle this
Scarab in there?
Scarab.
All right.
And
So you've got a red and a blue die.
I've got a red and a blue. And I don't have anything that lines up.
Okay.
I do have this in battle. I could pay. Can I do this anytime in battle, or do I have to do it before?
I think it says on it. Yeah.
Any point. Okay,
Yeah.
so
you got that option. So attacker rolls first. Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's crappy.
That's not good.
All right, let's see what the scarab does. Oh, so
I can pay 1 knowledge. Ooh, this is gonna affect my
because you're gonna use him.
ability.
To
Well,
forge your dice.
let's see. Is there anything else I could have done? I guess you could have given me a dice, but
I think Bethany would be better keeping your power tokens for your battle in the
I
center.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
I think you're gonna have to maybe spend the knowledge to use Professor Bones.
I am gonna have to spend knowledge.
So James is spending a knowledge to use the power. Professor Bones here as a power allows a player to spend up to 2 knowledge to get up to 2 hits or blocks in battle. So
I will take this scarab and 1 XP, and then I will trigger my Merlin effect, which is 1 power. I'll use my Warden Tactic card, and I can discard a scarab.
sorry, you're using. Oh, your Warden Tactic card has to get played down over
sorry.
top, right?
That's true. Oh,
Yeah, and that gives you a power token.
and that gives me yes.
Yeah, and you're using
Then
the
I've
power
just
token
spent
from
it,
that. Okay. So James, when James played his card down here, he meant to play a tactic card over top of it at the same time. That's when you have to play them, and then having played it, it gives him a power token, which he got, and he is now spent to use this power on his board.
And I've discarded the scarab already to pay for this, so I gain 3 min.
So this power is giving him 3 min. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I can choose to give any to another player, but I'm going to need them for my little journey here. So,
Do you want to score 2 before you move on?
I only score 2
Only
if
if
I
you
give
take
them
them,
away.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you take your 2
I
resources?
have not taken them now. So now
Right,
I
so
take
James
a
is
min
taking 2 resources that he
and
gets
knowledge.
from the Forge Arcanum
So
room.
my first dice is 2 min and a knowledge, and then my second dice is 2 min, a knowledge, and a scarab.
And again, so James is forging 2 dice because this room lets you do it twice if you can pay the resources that are required from your board. So that was a pretty good move.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out, and so I will take a blue and a red,
Cool.
and that completes my turn. I'll draw up to my hand limit, and then the monster is going to move time ahead 3.
3, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
So now we're going into day number 5. And so day number 5, the monster is now angry. Let's show this on his board again. You can see we're in day 5. He's angry. Means he's gonna roll more dice, and some of his cards are gonna be worse for us because of that. All right. So where is he moving?
So if he's in the same room as Lady Weirwood, he would spawn a scarab, but he's not.
He's not.
He wants to move as far as possible to Lady Weirdwood's location.
It looks
Which
like
is all the way there.
you can move all the way in. It looks
Okay.
like
Yeah.
that's crappy. Okay. So we're gonna move him in. Okay. Well, that might. We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
We'll see.
All right.
You'll be able to battle him after you defeat
Yeah,
that
maybe.
scarab.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
That completes my turn.
All right. So that
Completes your
completes
turn.
James' turn. It's now Bethany's turn.
And luckily, we're finally on the right one here, so that I can just move 1.
Oh, because you're in morning.
Because I have to be
You
in
have a-
morning.
You're playing in
Yeah,
morning?
I'm playing in morning.
Okay.
Okay.
So she's playing a card to morning.
I'm just gonna play this because I want to see what other 2.
So
I
she's
could
playing
possibly
Tactician's Gambit, which lets her draw 2 more cards. Bit of a risky play. If you don't draw an attack card, you won't be able to attack them.
That's okay. I have, yeah. Okay. I am going to play this one, and I'm gonna have to discard 1 because I'm above my hand limit. But do I do that at the end of my turn or now?
I believe it says
At the end of my
end
turn.
You have
Okay.
a hand limit of 4, and you only have 4 cards.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, so you're okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
Okay, so this is a prepare defenses thing, and I think I'm just
Ooh,
gonna
yeah.
add that to
Ooh,
that, which
So-
gives me a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yes.
Okay, so you're attacking the 4 scarabs, and let's go through. So before Bethany rolls her dice, we'll go through adding up any hits and blocks she's got, because she's got a bunch from cards and down in front of her. Do you want to point to them as you kind of go through
So
them?
the first one is actually on my battle track here.
So you got 1
and so I
hit.
have 1 hit from that.
Okay, so I'll mark that on the board for you.
I have 2 more from my deadly attack.
So 2 more hits.
And I have a wild here. Can I add an attack?
So you
for
can
that?
make it when you have 2 wild icons, you can make it whatever you want. So it can be attack or a block, whatever you prefer.
Let's make it an attack.
All All right. I like that.
And then I have an attack on... No, that's just a...
Yeah.
But is this a defense
That's a
one?
block. Yeah,
Okay.
so you got one block from that card.
And then I have another block from this
And
one.
another block from there.
And then I'm trying to decide if I add another dice.
Yes.
So Bethany right now, from the cards, she's got 2 blocks and 4 hits. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to add another dice.
So she's going to pay... And put those on the top. I always like to put those on the top
Okay.
to show that you've used that power this turn.
Yeah. And then I'm going to score 4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to take another one of these. And I'm going to take a...
So Bethany passed an icon that lets her take any one resource and an icon that lets her take another power token. Cool.
That's right.
Would you like an extra red dice?
I would like an extra red dice. Yes.
Okay, so now you got your dice.
I don't know what this blue dice is doing here.
I think that was from rolling for a Scarab before.
Yes, so that is all of my dice.
Okay, so big roll, yes?
Big roll, yes.
Okay. Well, not, okay.
I mean,
so
it's still
that's
not
bad.
great.
So 4 more hits. So you're up 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 8 hits and 2 more,
Okay.
3 more blocks?
3 more blocks.
1, 2, 3. Okay, James, you want to roll for the Scarabs?
And I still have one in case I need to reroll.
Right, okay.
Oh,
Oh, hardly anything.
yeah.
Nothing. So they managed to only block 1 of your hits, and they did 2 hits, which you easily blocked. So you've got 7 hits remaining. There's only 4 Scarabs. You killed them all. That was
That's
an
right.
awesome roll.
Okay.
How many do
So-
you want?
Yeah, what are you doing with all these Scarabs?
I am going to keep... Please give them all to me right now. Thank you. I am going to keep 3 of them.
Okay,
It's 3 points.
that's 3 points. Yeah.
3 in my XP track, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
What do I want to do here? I'll go here. Yeah, I'll go here. Okay, and then I'm gonna get rid of this one, and that gets me 2 more, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I'll take another one and another resource.
And worth noting is, as Bethany's going up on that track, these 3 tracks on each of the player boards, if you can get to the end of any of the tracks, there's a special kind of bonus that's extra powerful that triggers. So sometimes it's nice to spread them out, like I'm doing across different tracks, but sometimes it's nice to focus on a single track because you want to get to that bonus at the end if you can. So we'll see how it goes.
So I don't get to portal right now, do I?
No, because the monster's in the room,
Right.
So there's still an enemy there. So you killed them. You
So
got the
I
XP.
do have to do a scarab face.
So before Scarab Face, so we'll do a monster card
Okay.
first, always first. So next monster card looks like a power card. So 2 advanced by the time by 2.
And at this time, we could move Lady Weirdwood, correct?
I'll talk about that in just a sure. Let's pop this guy in here. We'll turn it over. And so now because
We're on yellow.
we're in yellow, he's angry. So when we slot this, we show the top 2 sections, which thankfully isn't too bad because the very top one is blank. So as James was saying, so we've cleared out all the Scarabs from the throne room. So Lady Weirdwood is no longer trapped in our current game, which is awesome. So that lets us do 2 things with her. When it's your turn, you can spend any resource of your choice to move a Lady Weirdwood to any other connected room on the board, meaning that she moves through open doorways. She ignores the Scarabs and the monsters. She can move through those rooms now. And when we battle, if she is in the room with us, she adds 2 hits. So that's super awesome. Now the downside is we have to be careful about not keeping her in the room with him. Like if he had an attack card next, he doesn't. We might want to move her out at this point because we don't want him to attack her. So she can definitely help us now. All right, so that's the monster card. We're now going to do a Scarab phase. And so Scarab phase, like we saw before, is we're going to go around moving Scarabs. So and those stay until the Scarab phase is done.
Okay.
So these 2 guys cannot move out. This guy can move out. He can't go across. So we'll go to that next room. This guy can't move out. Do you want to... Those guys look like they're
They're
trapped.
stuck.
He can move out to there. Okay. And then the inner one here, he can move out and into there. They're trapped again. Looks like
This one is not trapped.
Okay, so you want to move him out to there and around to there. And he's trapped.
Yeah.
All right. And then we fill in again the inner rooms. And once you clear out the throne room of all the Scarabs no longer come in the throne room. So we don't have to worry about that anymore, thankfully. Cool. All right, so it's back around to my turn, and I said I was
So
going
you
to...
sweep your card.
Oh yeah, and then, sorry, then
Discard
Bethany's
your
going
Warden
to...
Tactic.
Yeah, she's going to discard her Warden Tactic card and put her other cards in a discard pile. Nice. All right, so I was going to try and take care of some of these blighted rooms. So I am going to play... we're in the afternoon, so I'm going to play Light-Footed Feint to the afternoon. Gives me 2 moves and an attack. Just show that there. Light-Footed Feint, 2 moves and an attack. I can do those in any order I wish. So I'm currently trapped. I played this the afternoon. I'm gonna have to move the time a little bit more to get out of this room. So I'll move it to there. And I'd like to get some resources. So like I could get into this room. That requires 2 min and 1 knowledge to flip it back from the blight. So I need some more min. So is there a room where I can get min? Doesn't look like there is actually. Although, wait, I've got a bit of a crazy idea here. So here's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I'm going to move out of this room, and I'm going to move into this cartographer's chamber. Mm-hmm. This lets one other player portal to another room. I'm going to suggest if I go there, I could portal one of you guys to the Altar of Altruism, which lets you in turn give one other player a minute of knowledge, and then you score 2 XP. Is anyone okay with going there? Like James, does that?
Sure.
Or do you want to get out of the throne room, or do you want to stay there and maybe attack the monster? Like
I can attack the monster.
You can attack the monster?
So that's probably best.
So do you want to move there?
Yep.
Okay,
good.
so I'll go here, and that moves James. He gets the portal to there. So he's going to get 2 XP, and I'm going to take the min and the knowledge. That goes to one other player.
Mm.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
And so then now I've got enough resources that I can flip a room back if I can get in there and kill those scarabs. So now I'm going to, with my second move, I'm going to move out here into this room. I'm going to attack those 2 scarabs. And so my Thieves' Gauntlet lets me steal dice. So I'm actually going to steal their 2 blue dice. I am going to use this 1 hit that I've got from the power card. I stole it from the monster earlier. So I'm going to just mark up 1 hit. And once I use that, I've got to take that power card, if I can pick it up, and I've got to actually put it on the bottom of his deck. So it's going to come up again for us. And I feel like I need 2 min and 1 knowledge eventually to flip that room back. So I think I'm going to actually spend 2 resources to get another die.
I think so.
Okay, and I'm going to make an attack just to make certain I kill these guys. All right, so I spent those. All right, so I'm rolling here. I stole their dice. The scarabs got no dice. I need 2 hits. Got it. 2 hits and a block. So I killed these little guys. Awesome. I'm going to keep 1 and give 1 back, I think. So that'll give me a total of 3 points. Oh, I actually had another hit from my board. I forgot.
Did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So I've got now a hit and a block in the future. And actually, I'm going to undo that. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 and get another tactic card. Do you want to give me a tactic card? Thank you very much. Okay. And this tactic card will give me a block in the future. All right. So now when you're in a blighted room and there's no monster or scarabs there, and if you've got the resources, which I do, I've set these aside, you can spend the cost of that blighted room to flip it back. So that particular room here, I'm just going to grab it real quick. As you can see, when it's blighted, the cost you have to pay is here, and the points you get for flipping it back is there. So I paid 2 min and a knowledge. I get to flip this back, which is great, and I'm going to score the 3 XP, and maybe more importantly, we get to move the blight threat back down to 2. I'll take those 3 XP, and I'm just going to go up on battle track like so. That's my turn.
Except you gain the benefit of the room.
Oh, I gain the benefit of the room as well, because we flipped it over. So I'm going to heal 1. Get another XP, which is going to go 1 up on my battle track, which is another heal, and I go to the top of my health. When you max out your health, you get 2 points. So I'm going to get 2 more points. I'm going to keep going up this track, this middle track here. And I also get a min or knowledge. I will take a min. I'll discard these guys that I spent earlier. And now it's a monster card. So he's got a scarab card. He is going to move the time forward to 1, 2. And let's see what we got for spawn. Ooh, so we've got to do now because he's currently angry. We have to do the top 2 sections. So we're gonna put. It says to put 1 scarab in his room. You cannot do that once you've cleared out the throne room, so we don't have to worry about that, thankfully. But we've got to roll the room dice twice and spawn 2 scarabs. So
They're over there.
they're over here. All right, so let me roll them. Middle ring 1. So look where I am, I guess. And outer ring 11. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. And that is my turn. I'll draw up now. I can hold 6 cards, which is awesome. And James, it's your turn.
Okay. I can play on top of my companion. So it can be any time of day. So presumably I'll play the evening. And if I play the evening, then I'll be able to get out of my room. And so...
Yeah, what are you thinking of doing now?
What am I thinking of doing? I could get to the middle. And
What? Oh, really? So you're thinking like get
You're
to the
gonna
middle and,
attack.
and attack?
Like
or?
I could. I have a.
He has a lot of dice.
I have a magic mirror, so I could do.
Oh, you could do a light-footed feint.
I could do a move, attack in this ring here, and then actually move into the middle.
Well, that's not a bad idea. I noticed he's got his next card is an attack card, meaning that we can't. We don't want to leave Lady Weirdwood in there.
No.
Right.
But thankfully she's free, so we can move her away.
Yeah. Do you have the resources to call?
Oh yeah, you need. Oh. We
Well,
don't have resources to move her away. We can't move her away.
However, I could.
Could you get resources and then move her?
Let's imagine. I'm just gonna. If I play to afternoon here, I could actually get into the honored antechamber and defeat that scarab and pick up all of these resources and open this up for us. I mean, we are going to spawn a scarab face,
right?
So it's going to be short lived, but that would give me the resources to move Lady
to get
Weirdwood,
her out of there at least.
And then
I'll take all the hits.
Well, the other option, I'm not saying it's necessarily a good idea. You could go your original plan, go and attack him with Lady Weirdwood's help. We could not move her, let him potentially hit her once, and it's a little risky. But
I can't actually get into attack him because I can't move through a room.
But if you magic mirror this,
I could move in and then move and then attack.
So I'm just going to say for our audience watching, obviously we've played this game a lot of times. We played the Chaos Ogre a lot. He's the easy monster, so we're playing a little aggressive. We could play a little aggressively and try and end this early.
Okay.
Do you want to try it?
Yeah, I could.
I mean, it could backfire. I know. It could backfire.
Sure, let's do that because I'm gonna line up these and I'll ask my wonderful neighbor here to
for
maybe
another
do
die.
abracadabra.
Do you have the? Yeah, can you do that?
And unfortunately, I won't have the
knowledge to use
the knowledge or the scarabs or the men to give me any extra.
Okay, but I will say the other thing to keep in mind here: if you need it, or if you end up attacking him as well, Bethany, on your turn, I've got the resources. I've got my steadfast companion power. Lets me give you blocks equal to my Thieves Gauntlet, or I can use it to actually take damage that you would have taken.
Okay.
So I can potentially help out a little bit too.
Okay.
Okay, so I've already moved the time because I was checking the direction, and so I would move, for example, into
one move. So that's one move, and for people at home watching, James has 2 moves, and so again, Scarabs stop his movement. So that's one move, and now he's using the second move to now continue to move into the throne room, and now you've got your attack, right?
Yeah. So I have 1 attack on my XP track.
Okay, so there's a hit from there, yes.
I have a hit up here.
Okay, so there's 2.
And then I have a 1 defense.
And a block from there, and
that...
it's not as much as I thought you had.
Yeah. And I'm giving you an extra dice.
Okay, so
and I already took my 4.
You took your XP. Yeah. Okay.
And so I'm going to roll 3 reds and 2 blue.
Okay, and the monster is going to roll 2 blacks.
Oh, goodness.
2 blues and 2 reds.
Plus the extra blue.
Plus an extra blue.
Plus the extra blue for the card, right. I'm going to give those to you, Bethany. I feel like you're going to roll worse than me. All right, so James.
True, I have been rolling quite terribly.
I need to roll good.
You actually do need to roll good. Huh? Okay.
Not bad.
Okay, so 4 hits and a block.
It's kind of mediocre.
So 6 hits and 3 blocks. Okay. Roll terrible, Bethany. Oh, wow.
I did. I rolled very terrible.
That is terrible. Holy crap. That's really good. Okay, so As you can see, the monster there's got 2 blocks and 2 hits. So we go back here. The 2 hits that he did against James, we reduced James' blocks, so you're not taking any damage.
Yeah.
He blocked 2 of James's hits, 1, 2, leaving 4 successful hits. That was actually pretty good. Oh,
That's pretty good.
wait. And we forgot, Lady Weirdwood is
Adds
free.
2 hits.
She adds 2 hits. So we did 6 hits.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
And you're going to get rid of this card. So you're going to
That's
get 8
great.
XP in
Yeah.
total.
Okay. So should I take the XP first and then we'll sort this out?
I would say probably take the XP first, yes.
Okay. So we said 8. So 1, 2, 3. That moves my health up. 4, 5, 6.
So a power token and a resource of your choice.
Power token and a resource, and then 7, 8 on the lower one. And then I guess we should get rid of these
All of them,
3.
yeah.
Yeah, let's get rid of those 3. So we're going to have to do a spawn in his room. We can't. He's in the throne room, so that's great. And a roll for a spawn.
And so we should
No,
maybe
do the blue dice.
do the blue dice. So maybe
Do those because
do
he can't do
those
his
because
room.
he can't spawn and then
And take one of those. Yeah. So
Okay.
we only have 1 spawn. We got to roll. So that's
Yeah.
pretty good. You want to roll that spawn, James?
Okay.
So outer 1
We're right here.
over there. Okay. So good. That's not too bad. All right. All right. So now we got to do his card. Oh, James,
He's half defeated.
you do have a resource.
Are you gonna move? Lady
You could move Lady Weirdwood out of there.
Oh, because he's
well,
gonna-
we don't know. He might attack her. We don't know. Do you want to save the resource and take a chance?
I want to move her because
Okay, sure.
Well,
Okay, let's move
should
her.
we risk it? You think?
No. I was thinking. Okay, here's a question. If you move her out, would you move her back in for your attack potential?
I can because I have enough resources to do that, and I was going to.
Okay, so
attack next turn.
then maybe it makes sense to move her out and avoid her getting maybe hit again.
If he attacks us though, I could use all this for defense. So
You mean like you could use that with Professor Bones for defense?
well, and I've got defense up here. Whereas if I move her out and he attacks us, I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm just saying if he does an
It doesn't
attack that
really
you have to
matter.
defend against, this helps you use Professor Bones for another defense, another
Yeah.
block. I say we take a chance.
Okay, let's take the.
I know that's not.
You
at all.
guys are crazy. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so he's got an attack card. So 3 times we got to advance.
We gotta
it.
do
3.
three.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and let's see what we got here.
Oh.
If he's in the same room as Lady Weirdwood, she loses a life.
Okay, so that wasn't ideal.
No.
Okay, so we can only let her take 1 more hit.
Okay. He attacks all players in the room with him,
Ooh.
and each scarab in the room adds a blue dice.
Ooh, okay, so he doesn't have that.
Players can only defend.
Okay, so we got to roll his dice, and
Ugh.
it looks like you 2 can only defend against him. Which keeping that knowledge is pretty might be helpful for
Yeah.
you.
So he's gonna
But
roll.
I am going to get hit here.
Oh, you got. Ooh.
I have 1 dice. I do have a defense dice.
You can use a power to add another die. Let's see what he rolls.
Well, you have a blue. It's got defense.
And you had a blue.
Oh, true,
Yes, you had a
yeah.
blue. Okay, well, let's see what he rolls. So yeah, he's got. I mean,
A lot of dice. Oh,
It's
I
got
guess
2
the
and 2.
4.
yeah, you don't have to roll his defense dice
Yeah.
because he's only attacking you.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
that's awful.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay, so James. So who wants to go first for defending against
I
that?
can go first. So I have 1, 2.
Two.
I'll pay this for 3.
3, and then you're gonna roll your 2 blues.
And then I will roll my 2 blues.
So he's got. We'll just mark up that you have 5 hits there.
Oh.
Oh.
So.
So you got
Roll
another
2
defense
additional.
and roll 2 additional. So
Yeah,
James
2
rolled.
additional blue.
James rolled a surge, which is this, and his surge on his board lets him roll 2 more dice of his choice. So it's super awesome.
So I
The
can-
surge powers are really powerful, but it's hard to roll them. And he
Oh.
rolled.
2 more.
That's
You get to do 4 more
that's
dice.
wait, you can just roll defense. Why are you rolling?
I
more blue?
don't. It says any of your dice.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll 2 more blues.
So
He gets to roll 4 more, doesn't he?
Oh, you get 4 more. Yes.
We're out of. Okay, so I'll just roll one of those.
Okay, let's see here.
I still have 1 defense.
Yeah, that's it. You're good. That was the other one.
Okay,
You got
but I
5.
got 2 more.
Well, you don't need to. You got
Okay.
enough. You got enough blocks. Okay.
So I'm gonna mulligan my Professor Bones because it says anytime in battle, And I did that before I rolled my dice.
I see.
I would have rolled my dice.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so
So James is okay, didn't
I've
take
fully
damage.
defended.
Bethany now, you got to defend against 5 hits. So you got 2 dice. You could spend a power to add a defense die.
I could, but then I can't spend it because I won't have any more for me to battle him. And maybe I would have to not battle or do something else instead.
Well, if you are going to attack him on your next turn, wow.
I guess it depends on how much damage I'm about to take.
I would say don't do this and bribe your neighbor here to maybe take...
that's right. That's right. I can lend you blocks or take damage.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
How much?
I can lend you 2 blocks, or I could take as much damage as you get. Those are both options. So yeah.
So why don't I roll these and we'll
just
figure
roll
out what
it.
have to.
Sure.
Well.
Okay, so you're
it's 4.
taking 4 damage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it because it's gonna give me 8 XP.
Okay.
So I've got this steadfast companion. It's gonna cost me my power token, and I'll spend knowledge.
Well, that is so very sacrificial.
And I'm taking the 4 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my health drops from 6 to 2. I'm gonna have to discard down to 2 cards, but I get 2 XP for each of those. And here's the cool thing: that's 8 experience points. And so I'm gonna go 1. That's a heart. I'm going to heal back up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Another heart. Heal up. 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
I got to the end of the track, and the bonus track at the end is that we immediately do 2 damage to the monster.
Perfect.
So, what do we want to do? Do we want to do these again because he can't spawn scarabs?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll get rid of 2 here. That's 2 more points for me. I'm going to go 1, 2 to get a resource. I'll take a knowledge back. My health is now 4. So I only have to discard down 2 cards. Oh, I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards.
That was a good move.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good actually.
Mm-hmm.
Although that was a crappy card to pull. But it could have been worse.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been worse. Okay. Did we do your Scarab
No,
phase?
we haven't got there yet
That's
because we were
next.
still dealing with the monster card. So
All right,
now
so
we
now
move on to the
Scarab
Scarab phase. So
All right. Nothing there. He's going to move out and in there, and we're going to splight this room.
Okay, so then he's going to get another blue dice. We have to go.
Yeah, so we're going to go 1 up on the threat. He's up to 3.
this guy's stuck.
That's stuck.
Uh-oh.
That one's gotta
Oh,
go,
and we're going to do
gonna
another
blight
one. So
another
now
one.
we're up to 4 on the blight.
Oh, no.
Okay, so
That one can't move.
that one can.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, this guy's
Stuck.
stuck.
These guys can
no.
go out. They go straight across. Ooh, and we're going to blight
Oh.
another one. We're up to 5 on the blight threats.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay, stuck. This guy goes straight across.
That
He's
guy's
stuck,
stuck.
and
This
he
guy
goes out to there. Okay, and let's fill in the rooms. Okay, so we're 5 on
We
the
have a
blight.
lot of scarabs in this room, in this mansion.
All right, so wow, and now James will discard his or tactic card. He'll discard his other cards, and he'll start over. And now it's Bethany's turn, and
What even day is it?
so it's day 5. So we're okay time-wise. We have lots of time, and
Yeah.
again, the Chaos Ogre is the easy monster. You tend to have more time to play. The blight threat is potentially. I mean, we're going to be okay for a little while. We've all reset, so we're not going to have a lot of
we have to
scarabs.
get.
Hopefully.
He's got another attack.
Oh, he's
we
got
have
another
to
attack.
get Lady Weirdwood out.
We have to get Lady Weirdwood out in your turn. So you could attack with her
And
in
then
there and then move her
move her?
after.
Okay,
Yeah, assuming you're going to attack.
I was going to attack. I have this Warden Battle training that I could play.
Oh, that's a good card, I think.
So I'd be
Oh,
moved
you got to
to
pay
morning.
resources for
I've
that.
got it.
Oh, you
Yeah,
got
I
it.
know.
Okay, just making sure. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to pass me that card? I'm just going to show
Yes.
people at home. So this is a particularly powerful card. It's one of this character-specific card, and a lot of the really good cards. Sometimes you've got to pay resources to play it. So in this case, Bethany's going to have to pay a min and a scarab to play that particular card.
Which I do have. But did you say we have to do 2 resources to get the lady out?
No, just any one resource.
Okay.
Any one resource.
And
The
we would
problem
do it. We
is-
would do it after.
The problem is that I'm going to use this resource. Although
Those
can
are
these be used
resources.
as
Yes, scarabs
as
are
well?
resources as well.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I should be fine.
So that card lets you that
I get to attack and add 1 additional dice of my choice to the battle and gain 1 additional XP for every 2 successful hits.
nice.
So I am going to spend these and add another temporary dice to my battle and,
And
score
get
4 more,
Yeah.
which gives me another defense and another
Nice.
life, which gives me 2 more XP points.
Nice.
And what will I do with those?
Yeah, what will you do with those?
I think I'll just move up this one.
Okay.
So these are my original 4.
Right, and
Would you like
and you're getting 2
attack
additional dice.
Yes, please give me 2
Reds.
reds. Yes.
Okay. And have you got it? So, have you got any hits or blocks we should mark right away before you roll?
I have 1 hit and 1 block.
Okay, so 1 hit and 1 block. And again, I don't have a power token. I was going to offer to help you again, but I used it last time when he attacked you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, that's too bad.
Well, it is what it is.
Okay, and then his dice, James. Do you want to roll for the monster? So he's got 2 blacks, 3 blues, and 2. No, only 1 red. We got rid of one of his reds.
Oh,
That's
true.
great.
Okay, so that's not too bad.
Okay, so I'm
All right,
gonna go
Bethany,
first
roll
here, and
super good, Bethany.
which is not what I'm doing all game, but that was
Whoa!
better than I've rolled so far at all.
What is that? So
That's 7
hits.
hits
So she's up
and
to 8 hits
2 defense.
and 3 blocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. He rolled
Okay.
Okay.
Nope,
So-
that was a single.
He rolled. Let's start with 3 hits.
And
So
I
you
have
got 3
3
blocks. So
blocks.
1, 2, 3. You
So I don't
blocked
take
all
any
those,
damage.
and he rolled 5 blocks.
So I get
So
2 hits.
3 hits. You had 8.
Oh, okay. Great.
So we still hit him for 3.
So we can get rid of the blue dice there.
I think that's worth doing. We're gonna have to spawn 2 scarabs, but I think it's worthwhile. Yeah.
Okay.
You get 3
And you,
XP.
and you get 3 XP.
I get 3 XP.
Do you want to roll for the 2
That's
scarabs?
good. I get one of these.
Wait. Lady Weirdwood's hits. We didn't add Lady Weirdwood.
Oh, we didn't add Lady Weirdwood.
2 more hits.
Oh, and then I have to get my additional XP.
Sure,
Here. So
yeah.
2 additional hits.
So you
So
did
that's 5.
5 hits. So it's 2 additional XP for that,
Um,
and 2 for the extra hits.
Sorry. So I get 2 for the extra hits,
Yes.
which I didn't. I didn't take all of. Did I take any yet?
I don't think you took any of
I
your
don't think I took
XP
any.
yet.
So how many do I get to take?
So total, 5 hits against him, and that card gives you 2 additional. So you got 7 total.
Okay,
Ooh, it gets you close to that.
it does get me close.
Might be worth going up there. I don't know.
But
mean,
I don't
he's
have
only-
any of these left either.
Right, which are pretty useful. I mean, if James decides to attack him, if you having a power token would be super helpful for James to add a die, right?
Yeah.
James?
So and also I could use the resource to get
Okay,
Lady
well,
Weirdwood
okay,
out.
sure.
So I'll take these 2. I'll just go to this one and get the 2 of these and the
2 power
resource.
tokens and a resource. Okay,
Um.
and you still have 5 XP to spend.
So I'll just go. Do we want to get rid of some scarabs actually though, instead of trying
Well,
to get all the way up here?
if you did this one, you could actually use my power to portal to any blighted room to feed up to 2 scarabs.
Oh. Let's do that.
And then so you could choose, is there a room that you could unblight?
Probably not because I don't have enough
Because
resources.
she doesn't have enough resources. But
I could
hang on,
defeat
hang on.
scarabs though.
What am I? Hang on. Let me just see. If she did that, like if you did maybe this one,
Then you
Bethany,
could go there and unblight it.
I think I could because I'm going to play Magic Mirror. I'll get another 2 moves and an attack. So I need to get some resources. I think before I go there, but I think it's doable.
Okay, so I have 5 left, yes?
Yes.
So I could take these 2.
So Bethany's got to the end of her power track. And so like the battle track that let me do this cool thing with 2 damage to the monster, the power track, when you get to the end of it, lets you use any player's power in the game. So for free, I believe, as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Bethany is going to use James' power here, which lets her portal to a room. What is it, James?
Portal to any blighted room and defeat up to 2 scarabs there.
So you're going to defeat those scarabs, which is
XP.
XP for you
And
as well.
so I get, if I give them away, I get
You get
4
4.
XP, plus I have 3 more
So
still.
that's
for
7
my-
XP. 1, 2, 3, 7. I think you should go up there in
Just
case you
go
get more
there.
XP.
Okay.
And yeah, and did you get any heals? Oh, you're at the maximum heal.
I'm
okay.
at the maximum, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. And so,
When did you get to your maximum heal?
When I went up here.
yeah.
Just now? Like, did you take
No,
those
no,
2?
I take those,
previously.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we still have to spawn 2 scarabs
You're
from him.
spawning 2 scarabs.
Yeah. Out of 11.
That's this one.
Okay, I'm gonna put a scarab there.
And middle 3.
Middle 3. There. Wow. Okay. Okay. All right.
Oh, and I need to move the Lady Weirdwood. Yes.
Oh, right, because he's gonna attack her, and we'd lose otherwise.
So,
Just one.
just one.
Just any one resource. Yeah. So I would say we just move her to one of the inner rooms so that you could move her back or something. I don't know. What do you think?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it matters unless someone's planning to attack in one of these rooms.
No, I'm just gonna go back eventually.
Are you going to go into any of these rooms? Or are you going to go? Yeah, what are you going to do?
Do you have an attack?
Nope. We may just face down attack.
Oh, against the ogre so then it doesn't matter where we move her because you're going to move her back, or I could potentially move her back depending on what
I can move her back because I have one reason.
Okay, so I'll just pay the resource, move her anywhere.
Sure, we'll move her here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have to do the.
And now we got to do his card. So 3 times. 1, 2.
Oh, he's gonna attack me.
So ogre attacks. So Lady Weirdwood's not in the same room.
We would have lost the game.
We would have lost the game. It says move and attack the activating player in this room or a connected room. So he can get out. You're still the activating player.
Okay, cool.
So he's going to attack you.
Okay, that's fine.
I have 6. The only upside is you can attack as well. So
great.
You could maybe kill him actually.
Oh, let's do this.
Okay, so he rolls first. He's got
1 red, 1 blue, and 2 blacks.
2 blues because he's still got the plus blue there.
Still got the plus blue.
Yeah, so not too bad.
He's not very tough.
And I just have my regular.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with the monster.
Can I do this? Is this a battle?
Oh
still?
you've already used
turn.
it. Yeah, you've already used it.
But I could use this one.
You could use that one.
Okay.
Sure. 3 hits and 4 blocks. That's not that bad.
No, it's not.
All right. It's too bad he rolled all his blocks, though. Okay, so you blocked 1 of his hits.
Do I want to re-roll?
Or you could take the damage. It's up to you. I mean, I almost feel like taking the damage might be okay. You've got so much health.
It's fine. Yeah.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm. How much damage do I need to take?
2.
Just 2.
Well, you've got this.
Oh, you've also got that. And,
I've got this. So I'll be taking 1.
Only taking 1.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you didn't do enough hits to hit him. He's got 4 blocks.
Okay, great.
Okay, so that wasn't too bad.
Well, you've only got...
I would have only 1 more.
The only crappy thing about that is I can't go and unblight that room now.
Dang it.
Oh well. Okay.
We're not close to a scarab phase though.
But if you can defeat a scarab, you might be able to get there. And
I might be able to. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So I'm going to magic mirror. It's my turn.
I just have to up to my hand.
So I'm going to play magic mirror.
You spent those.
Yes, I know.
And I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it to evening. So I'll move this around to evening, and I'm not certain where I need to get out. So I'm trapped on this side, but I could move around on the outside potentially. Just looking for options to try and unblight a room for us.
If you go 1 more, you can get to this one.
Right, so I need to get some... maybe I go 1 more. And in order to do this room, I'm going to need 3 min and 1 knowledge. So I need a bunch of knowledge. Is there anywhere... Ooh, look at that. I can go out with my first move, into this room, discard a card for 3 knowledge.
But don't you need min for this, not knowledge.
Oh, sorry, I had it backwards. You're right, it's min I need. And I can't...
That
one's closed. Yeah. Ooh. Darn, that monster moving in there.
Yeah.
There's no way for me to get in that and that, I assume, right?
And out of where you are.
And out of where I am. Yeah, doesn't seem likely.
Well, actually, in that...
You know, I mean, he's only got 2 health left. I mean, maybe...
Do you want to go just attack him?
Maybe I should go attack him.
Because you get to steal how many of his dice right now?
Only 2.
And he only has 4 attack dice right now, right?
It's not super light. I wish I had a power token to... Could you help me?
I can give
battle?
you one. Yeah, I can give you
maybe,
another.
Maybe I should go attack him. I could move Lady Weirdwood in there.
If I do that, then he immediately takes 2 damage.
Okay, so I think we got. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm gonna leave it like it is now. I've got 2 moves in attack. It would be nice to get something. I could go here, roll for a bunch of resources.
I mean, you could get all this knowledge.
You could, yeah. Or you could roll for the resources. Either would be fine.
Oh, and I might as well play this. Sorry, then I might as well play my Warden Tactic card, so I have an extra block for what it's worth. Without a power token, there's nothing I can really actually use my resources for. But maybe I should get them anyways, right? Not to, just in case.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna go in here. The Gambler's Den lets me roll the D12 die and see if I get some stuff. Got a 5. Lets me take 2 resources of my choice. I'm gonna take.
No, you only get 1.
Oh.
It's 2 to 6.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, that was a crappy roll. I shouldn't gamble. Lesson to everyone watching the video: don't gamble. Okay, I'll take a knowledge. All right, so then I'm gonna move out, around. Oh, you know what? I couldn't do that because I can't move all. I can get. Sorry, I can go out there and in there.
And are you gonna call Lady Weirdwood? Can you?
I'm gonna spend. Yeah, she can get in there. I am gonna spend a resource to move Lady Weirdwood out. Out to there. She'll portal to the room. All right. So before I steal dice, because I'm at the end of my battle track, I've actually got 1 hit and 1 block. Lady Weirdwood adds 2 more hits, and I can choose here for another hit or block. I'll take another hit.
And you've got another block on your Warden's Tactic.
And I got another block there.
And you have another block right there.
And I get another block there. Awesome.
And then do you want my extra dice?
So I'm going to steal. Let's put his dice aside. Let's see what we steal here. I mean, the answer is yes, but I'm hoping to do the attack and get the XP, and I'll be the one who actually killed him.
Right, yes.
So I have to steal. I'm going to steal his 2...
Oh wait, he's down a red.
He's down a red.
But he gets 2 blues. So these are his dice. He only gets 5.
So I'm going to steal these away. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, I'll take the extra attack die.
Okay.
And...
which is going to be this and this.
Yeah.
And so you're going to take one of these.
I'll take an attack. You get 4 XP. And
I
technically,
get 4 XP.
actually, the XP, technically, we're winning the game here. So...
1,
As you
2,
can
3.
see, Bethany's gone to the end of her battle track, which 2 damage to the monster. So those are gone. You get 2 more XP for those. I don't actually have to do my battle, although it would have been kind of fun to do it. But we still have to do the scarabs, the 2 scarabs here.
Yeah.
It's not, don't think it could happen, but yeah, if we blighted enough rooms, we would still lose the game.
Do we still do a monster card too?
No, we don't. No, he's dead. But we do have to do these. So middle 2...
Right
which
here.
does blight that room, so we would be up to 6.
It's actually inner.
Oh, inner.
That's
I'm sorry, it's inner.
It's still going to get blighted.
It's still going to...
that's this one.
It's still...
Oh, that's already blighted.
Yeah, so we're still at 5. And then we do 1 more. All right, and that's middle 1.
Which is this one here.
All right, we're done. We killed him. He's dead. We won the game.
Yay!
That was pretty... There's actually... We pulled off some pretty... I mean, we've played the game a lot. We pulled off a lot of really good turns. We've got a fair bit of time left in the game. It's day 6. We're all in pretty good shape. So, as experienced players, we did well as we would hope to do.
I've never gotten 2 to the end of the track before.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean that was good. I mean everyone chipped in really well during the course of the game. That was awesome.
And we did do a good move because we would have lost.
We would have
had we not moved Lady Weirdwood out, so that was good thinking. But it wasn't like we just sailed through the game. There was some risk in the blight, and there was definite risk with Lady Weirdwood.
Yeah, we probably. I mean, the blight. It's good we got him killed.
This is a lot of scarabs.
We've been kind of tough. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I want to say thanks to James and Bethany for joining me. It's super awesome to sit down and play the game with you guys.
So fun.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, it's this is our first playthrough video. If you've got questions or comments about what you're seeing here, obviously you can leave them on our channel. You can contact us through our social media channels, Instagram, Facebook. I'm always happy to hear questions from people out there about the game, so don't hesitate to contact me and start the conversation wherever you want. Board Game Geek, anywhere that makes sense for you. And I wish you all a joyous holiday season, which is coming up. Same to you guys. And in the new year, we got lots of cool things coming down the pike. We're going to have some more videos. We're going to be getting a how to play video done with a full setup and instructions. So lots of cool things to look forward to in the new year. And thanks again for joining us. And keep gaming, board gamers.